Hi friends, this is Bilal Haider and this is the fifth part of this video series. In this video series we are going to learn about arithmetic operations and arithmetic operators. So in the previous videos we learned constants and variables. So I guess this is the right time to learn about arithmetic operations. So in JavaScript we have quite a few um, arithmetic operators that we can use. The first one is addition, and using this plus symbol here we can add two numbers together. Then we have this minus symbol, it's used to subtract numbers. This star is used to multiply two numbers. This forward slash is used to divide. This is a remainder operator, and it gives you the remainder of a division. And then we have this one, it's called exponentiation operator, and we'll see how it works in a moment. So this one is increment by 1 and this one is decrement by 1. So let's go ahead and actually start uh, see let's see how they work by example. So I have created a variable here and stored 10 in it. So let's create another variable, let's call it result, and let's use that variable and add 10 to it. And let's console log the result and see what it has. So what we are doing here, basically we are taking this this variable and adding 10 to it using this plus operator. So this line here, it's basically we are doing an addition operation here between this variable and this constant. We are adding a constant to this number here. So let's run this and see. So it gives us 20, so which is correct. So this is basically how we perform arithmetic on two constant values. So this number, if you see, it's a constant value because it has 10 in it, right? So we can add two constant numbers using the plus operator. We can also do subtraction. So if I do number 1 minus 10, I get 0, and I can perform division and multiplication. So if I multiply, then you'll see we get 100, which is correct. We can perform division, right? And we can perform modulus or remainder. And this operator is basically if we want to if I want to square root a number. So let's say I want to do 10 times 10, or let's say cube, right? I want to do a cube root of I want to calculate what's the cube value of this number, right? So there are two ways. The first way is we do it like this, where we we take the number and multiply it 3 times together like this, right? And we get 1000. But there's another easier way to do this, and that is using the exponentiation operator. So times 3, and if we run it we get 1000. So it's very useful, especially when you want to calculate something which is very huge. I mean, if you want to do number times number times numbers maybe 100 times, then this way of doing this, number times number times number, will be very painful for you. So instead we just do 100 and it should work. Right? So we get a big number, and that's correct. Then we have these two increment and decrement operators. These are very important because you'll see them a lot. So if we want to increase a number just by 1, we can do so by number plus plus, and if I run and save it, you'll see we'll get 11, right? So this is the way to use this increment operator. So it's very useful if you want to increment a number by just 1, or decrement a number by just 1. So these two operators can be used for that. So I guess this is pretty much all about this video. We learned about several different arithmetic operators, and we can use them all in our programs, and that way we can perform arithmetic in our programs. Before I go, I want to do one more example here, and we are going to calculate E equals MC squared, right? So let's say let C equals, and believe it or not, by the way, this is the document which you can read if you want to, but there is one problem. It is using var everywhere, which is kind of outdated, but you can still use this document to learn more about arithmetic operators. But for now, let me see what's the speed of light so that we can calculate speed of light. Let's take this number and let's put it in here. Make sure to remove spaces. So we have C. Now let's say we have a mass of 1000, and now it's time to calculate energy, and that will be mass times C squared, right? And if we now console log the energy, we should be able to find alright, so it should be C. Yeah. So this is the value of energy, that 1000 mass, if we convert it into energy with Einstein's equation, right? We and we use JavaScript to calculate it, this will be the amount of energy that 1000 mass will produce. So this was very basic example of what arithmetic operations we can perform in JavaScript. So keep note all of them, so that you can do them in your programs. So I guess this is all about arithmetic operators. In the next part, I guess we will talk about comparisons. So see you in the next part.